Hey guys, I'm Phil Town from Rule One Investing, and today I'm going to address a question I get all the time. Hey, how do I get control of my financial future, and how can investing improve it? If you don't have any experience investing in the stock market, it can definitely seem scary. And I should know, I've spent, 20 years maybe trying to convince my daughter to take the plunge. In fact, she was so nervous about taking that first step into the market. She basically went against all my guidance. She did no research. She just put $500 into Whole Foods and closed her eyes. And for her, just knowing she was potentially going to lose the $500 and be okay with it, like going to Las Vegas with it, that's kind of what allowed her to start exploring investing. Prior to that, it was 20 years of me talking to her about what I do every day. And just like me trying to get her to change a tire, she just didn't want to learn. Now, she has a different story about this, but that's my story, all right? So look, I don't recommend you just jump into the market with $500. It was her way of getting her feet wet. But I want to share that story with you because, I know you're not alone. That's the key thing. You need to know lots of people are out there just like you. Probably the most people are just like you. When I was a young guy, I didn't know anything about investing either. It's not something my friends or family are doing, not something I ever tried to learn, wasn't interested in it, came from a blue-collar family, we didn't do rich people things. But after I got out of the Army, I started working as a river guide in the Grand Canyon. Work was seasonal. I was broke most of the time. I made about $4,000 a year. That wasn't a lot of money even back then. And then things changed for me after one of my passengers turned out to be a really successful investor, took me under his wing, and he taught me how to make money investing in the stock market. So that was my big break. I had to borrow $1,000 just to get started, but within 5 years of following a well-beaten path, I grew that money into over $1 million. Believe me, I thought I was super rich, which was pretty good at the time, right? So I would have never thought it was possible to be there, to be wealthy like that, while I was trying to scrape a living out of being a river guide and doing jobs like that for the last few years. But now my mission is to teach you guys, other new investors, how to do what I did, because I know how much impact financial freedom and financial independence can have on your life. You could hardly have more of an impact. First time in your life, if you're financially independent, you can start doing what you were born to do. Try to figure that out, right? So when you're financially free, you eliminate a lot of the worry, you eliminate a lot of the stress from your life. Believe me, you'll find other things to be worried and stressed about, but not that. Financial freedom means basically that you don't freak out whenever you run into unexpected expenses because you can handle them. Financial freedom kind of lets you decide how you're going to live your life, how you're going to spend your time with your family. You want to do the things you want to do. You get to do all that. You get to do everything you want to do till you're sick of it, and then you get to go do other stuff too, till you're sick of that. When you're finally sick of everything, you'll kind of fall around to the place where most wealthy people get if they really are, thinking about other people at all. And that is you begin to support other people in ways that are important to you. So for example, Melissa and I love to kind of support therapeutic riding because we're into horses, and that's great for kids and military veterans. We try to support things we're excited about, right? So you get excited about the future. It's awesome because you have all the money you're going to need to do what you want to do the rest of your life. Financial freedom puts you in charge of not only your finances, it puts you in charge of your life, gives you a whole new life. And the whole point of rule number one investing is to teach you how to grow your wealth so that you too can enjoy that incredible feeling of financial independence. And there are a couple of very achievable steps that you can take now to start improving your financial future. The first one is to figure out where you're gonna be in 10 years or 20 years. Where do you wanna be? What does that look like to you, right? So if I'm 25 years old, I'm looking out 20 years and saying, okay, I don't wanna be continuing to be forced into a job that I don't love 20 years from now. I'm willing to put in 20 years of hard work. I'm willing to save my money. I'm willing to keep my debts low. What I'm gonna do is I am gonna focus on where I wanna be in 20 years. Now, here's where it gets kind of interesting to me, is that if you look out 20 years, and let's say you've just got an ordinary job, you can save a little bit of money each year. Let's say you save that money and you apply it in the stock market the regular way people do, which is they put their money in a diversified bunch of portfolios and they invest it and they get maybe 7% a year on average over the last 100 years. Okay, if you're looking out 20 years, you're investing, let's say, maybe you're saving $10,000 a year, which would be awesome. $10,000 a year for 20 years is $200,000. And each $10,000 that you save every year is going to make money compounding at, let's say, 7%. So the first $10,000 that you invested is going to double twice. At 7%, it'll become $20,000 in 10 years, and then it'll become $40,000 in 20 years. So each piece of this that you put away gets compounded over a period of time at some rate of return. Now, the problem is when you're putting away $10,000 a year like that, and you want financial independence at the end of let's say, 20 years, you're going to find out that you're not going to be able to have financial independence in 20 years. What you're going to find out is that this thing stacks up to be about $500,000, something like that. Not enough where you can retire and be comfortable. Because think about this, right now, if you were comfortable living on a $50,000 a year lifestyle, which is not living super rich, right? You'd be independent and $50,000 a year. Right now, $50,000 a year will buy a certain lifestyle. In 20 years, that same lifestyle, if we get the same standard rates of inflation we've had, that same lifestyle is going to cost $100,000. So think about this. You save up, and you invest, and you end up with $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, something in that range, out 20 years. Guess what? You're broke in about 5 years. You had financial independence for 5 years, then you're broke because you run out of money. And that is a problem that the financial advisors that are out there simply don't have the tools to address. There's no financial advisors you can go to, no robo-advisors you can go to who are going to tell you, yeah, make a plan that you can make 15, 20, 25% per year. They won't do it because they're going to tell you you can't do it. And that is the basic mindset of the entire financial services industry. So in effect, what they're saying is, don't ever try to figure out how to go from where you are right now to where you want to be in 20 years, starting right now. Don't try to do that. That's not enough time. You're not going to be able to save enough money. We can't help you. All we can do is get you to sort of a miserable lifestyle. Maybe you can live a $20,000 a year lifestyle in today's money. I mean, they just don't have the tool set and they don't have the mindset to give you ideas about how you might approach this. So the first thing that I would tell you guys on this journey is you're going to need to look at the numbers out there and get serious. If you want to do this in 20 years, you're going to have to get serious about learning something else, something that the financial services industry does not want to teach you. So let's go on to the second step, which is why I'm so passionate about these Rule 1 investing principles. These are fantastic principles that are coming down to us from 89 years of great investing, starting with Ben Graham, moving to Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, people like Manesh Prabhai and I and Guy Spirit and many other people are trying to teach you guys what has made us wealthy, what has made this family of investors, we call the Rule 1 family, made the most money of any investing strategy I know how to follow. Now, there are a few simple rules. So first off, remember, we're going to look at where we want to be in a relatively short period of time, saving a relatively small amount of capital. We're going to have to do something different. What we're going to have to do is follow a different path. And there are these rules you can follow no matter who you are, no matter what your color is, no matter what kind of money you're starting with, no matter what your religion is, no matter what language you speak. These rules work. And they have worked for many generations now. And they will help you decide if what you're thinking about doing makes sense and how to choose the investments that can get you where you want to go. Now you can start learning these rules right now, you guys. I could show you what I did to go from $4,000 a year as a river guide into becoming a millionaire in 5 years, right? That's a pretty huge jump. And I can show you how you can get there as well. You only really need to do 3 things. You got to do 3 things. You got to be committed. That means this isn't a goal. This is going to be a promise that you make to yourself that you will learn this path. All right, so there's a commitment that you have to make. Second, that you have the inner strength that you need not to be swayed by emotion, that you have to be firm. I guess the best way I can say it is you have to stay rational. So you've got to be committed to staying rational. And you have to have the patience to wait for the right times to buy. That's the critical stuff. We make money while we wait. This is so important. If you have the desire to get yourself to financial independence, to live comfortably, to have a secure future by making smart investments into great companies, then Rule 1 investing strategies will be a great guide to help you in increasing your rate of return that you're going to need to get there. So financial freedom is absolutely attainable for anyone who's willing to walk down this path and learn properly from the best investors in the world how to get higher rates of return with lower risk. And that's what I would love to hear from you guys about. What steps are you taking right now to get to that financial independence date that you want to have? Leave a comment below with your answer. I'll be sure to follow up with you. And thanks for watching. Now go play. If you enjoyed this video and you feel it was valuable in teaching you more about how to take control of your financial future, just hit the like button and please share this video with your friends. And if you want more investing content, subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to click the button on the screen for a free gift. Thanks again for watching.